May govannen, niblings. Welcome back to Uncle Eklinaar's Let's Play LotRO series. Episode 8. So, I'm heading to Waymeet. When last we left off, we had just helped Gaffer Gamgee gather apples from the orchard. So I've just been riding from there to Waymeet, which is not far. Gaffer Gamgee is right around here somewhere, and I just rode through Hobbiton and got about halfway there when I began this video. Now you may notice that my my weapons are not visible. It looks like I don't have them. Now what I did was I just set them in the cosmetic pane here to not display, for the sake of that opening shot I did in the last episode, which I hope you appreciated. It didn't really look good having her, having Hvila sit by the fire there with this giant spear strapped to her back. So, I could still use those weapons, even if they're not visible cosmetically. You know, just like I talked about earlier with the cloak and the shoulders and the hood, I still have them equipped mechanically. They just weren't displaying cosmetically. But I think I do want her weapons to display cosmetically. She is very tough and fearsome after all, and would not be shy about brandishing her weapons. Although maybe in the Shire she wouldn't want to scare away all the little hobbits. So here we are on the way to Needlehole, carrying the postman satchel from Waymeet. And we have to cross through a bog to get there. And hopefully we won't have any trouble. I mentioned that there were some monsters on the way, but if we stick to the road, we'll probably be okay. And that's a good kind of general rule of thumb when you're playing Lord of the Rings Online. If you stay on the road, you're less likely to encounter monsters. Now, it's not always true. Sometimes you will still find monsters on the road. But in general, they stay off the road. So, that's just something to keep in mind. So not only does staying on the road keep you from getting lost, but it also makes it a little less likely that you'll get attacked by monsters. So here's Rushock Bog, and even though it's a bog full of giant slugs, it's still very pretty. Everything about the Shire is pretty. Biting gnats. Alright, so let's keep following this road up to Needlehole. We're getting close. Needlehole's just over that hill there. And we haven't had any trouble so far. So you might notice that the sounds have changed now for the game. The music has changed. The ambient sounds are different. We're hearing different bird calls. Hearing insects and other creatures. And that's another thing that you'll notice as you're playing this game, is that the sounds and the music will change depending on where you are. It's just another thing to add atmosphere. So here we are in Needlehole, and Needlehole has this hedge fence around it, which I think is pretty cool. Or just right there at the gate anyway. So now we can't talk to Bounder Chubb while we're carrying the satchel. So let me go turn it in. No, that's not it. There's the postman. Alright, now I have gained reputation for completing that quest. And you can see in my chat log, it says I got 300 a reputation with the Matham Society. The Matham Society is just it's the reputation faction of the Shire, basically. They're the people who are obsessed with the Shire's history, I believe. And so now I have all these alerts here. I got some points in the Lord of the Rings online store for completing a deed, I believe. And the deed that I completed is Life of a Bounder. Complete quests in the Shire. If you can believe it or not, we've done 15 quests already. And so, like I said, this is a very common deed. There is a new deed that's been bestowed, and it is to complete 40 quests in the Shire. And so this is a tiered deed, basically, and there will be another one after this to complete even more quests in the Shire. And so as you can see, I got a reward of 10 LotRO points, which is the currency that you spend in the store to buy various things like the writing skill, which for most players will be the first thing you buy in the store. And I got a little bit of reputation for completing that. And I also got my... Did I get a trait? I did. I got my first trait, my first virtue. So I mentioned class traits already in a previous episode, but I don't believe I mentioned virtues. So virtues are just another kind of trait, and these are all of the virtues that you can unlock, and the only one I have unlocked so far is compassion. So in order to actually use it, I have to equip it. All the ones in this ring around here, all these virtues, are just the virtues I've unlocked. To actually equip it, I have to drag it down here into that slot. These 5 slots are my virtue slots that I've equipped. And if, as you can see, I haven't unlocked them all. I only have 1 unlocked. I'll unlock another one at the next level. So compassion, what it gives me a little bit of physical mitigation, which reduces the physical damage that I take from things like weapon attacks or monsters trying to bite me. It gives me a little bit of regeneration of my power outside of combat and a little bit of tactical mitigation. And tactical attacks are the equivalent in this game of what magical attacks would be in most other games. But it's things like Loremaster signs, Runekeeper attacks, things like that. So I have that virtue equipped now, so it gives me that little bit of a bonus. So Postman Redsmith here
might I trouble you for some help?
Wants me to take a bundle to Mickle So I can do that, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to do, I see a lot of quest rings here in Needlehole, so I'm going to do them, and I've got one here to turn into Bounder Chub.
Hello there!
So there are dwarves here in Needlehole. And Bounder Chub seems to think that they're not good neighbors. I have to choose a reward here. Now, these cooked carrots are not a bad choice. I could take the Chub's helmet and just sell it for more money. I think I'm going to take the carrots. Because they give me a little bit of a vitality boost. And I'll use those carrots as soon as I go into battle. Although really at this level, I don't need them.
I hope it's not a bother, but may I speak with you?
So, Philibert Bulger has lost a cow and wants me to find it. That's something I can work on. Iris Chubb here has a pie.
Stay and have some tea.
Yep. So I've informed her that the berries are bad and I need to take it back. And I'll do that sometime soon.
How do you do?
Alright, now this is a quest we picked up many episodes ago, refurbishing the town hall, and finally getting around to making progress on it. he's saying that he was waylaid, basically, and that the money was stolen, and he wants us to get it back. So it's something we can work on. Here's some dwarves who also live up here in Needlehole. And here's another stable master.
A lovely day, isn't it?
I had actually already unlocked this one previously on my way into the Shire from Breland. I kind of came through a circuitous route through Kellendim, but normally this would be, you know, if I was just starting out in the Shire, this would be my first visit to Needlehole, and I would talk to the stable master to unlock that as a travel route. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. So I'm not going to do the pie quest or the postman quest right now, but I do need to find the cow and the money bag. So I guess I'll go for the money bag first. And what level are these quests? These quests are still level 8, level 9. So I can handle them at level 8. And I've still got that Stone of the Tortoise equipped, which is disabling any experience gain. Because I don't want to outlevel the quests that I'm doing. But like I mentioned earlier, if you were a free player, I would recommend just continuing to level. So now here is a dwarf, but this dwarf is hostile to me. If I get close to him, he will attack me. So the money bag is up here somewhere. Did I miss the entrance? I believe I did. Here's the entrance. No, that's not the entrance. Oh, so he's attacking me. And now I'm on my horse, so I'm just going to run away from him. Because I don't really need to fight him at the moment. Here's the entrance. Alright. So I need to get in here. Now I've got a bunch of these dwarves after me. Looks like I'm going to have to fight him, though. There's nowhere I can run. So, oh my. Well, now that dwarf ran out. Or those two dwarves ran off. I'm going to heal myself here. I should be able to handle them now that there's 3. Getting a little bit of lag here. Oh, now you, buddy, are in some trouble. Because I'm a bear now. Use my healing roar there. Get out of bear form. So now you might have noticed that 2 of those dwarves ran off in that fight. Now the reason they ran off is because I did what's called I reset them. I ran far enough away from their starting position that they decided to disengage and run back to where they started. So when a monster starts attacking you, in most cases it's not going to follow you forever. If you run away far enough, it'll just give up and run off. So now these 2 dwarves here are level 9, and I can tell that because their names are in yellow rather than white. So that means they're a level over me. But I think I can still handle them. So I do have a small penalty to accuracy and a few other things while fighting them, but I'm not worried. I can take 2 of these. I just took 3 down at a time. So I am not worried. Yep. Bear form, fight you, buddy. Alright. I'm gonna shift out of bear form before I run out of all my wrath and use a heal there. And here's the money bag. Alright. So, and that was the quest. I didn't actually need to kill any dwarves. If there was a way for me to get in here without fighting any of the dwarves, I could have done that. All I needed to do was get that money bag. So I'm going to get back on my horse now. and head out from here. So I want to go over that in that direction to find Daffodil the cow. So, and my quest tracker is leading me in a specific direction. So I shouldn't have too much trouble finding Daffodil. I'll ride through this bog. I'm sure a hardy and rustic Bjorning like Hvila is no stranger to bogs. Ooh. That's not good. Daffodil. So we have to examine Daffodil's body here. So I take the bell from Daffodil, and what do we have here? Looks like a stone troll. Is that the monster that attacked Daffodil? It's possible. Let's see what Philibert Bulger has to say about that. Alright. I hope Barley the horse here doesn't mind this bog either. I'm sure Hvila is quite comfortable. In fact, she's probably more comfortable in that bog than she is in a place like Mickle Delving. She's not used to cities. Alright.
I'm sorry. My thoughts went elsewhere.
Yeah. Poor Philibert. Poor Daffodil.
Might I trouble you for some help?
Alright. So he wants me to talk to the Bounder and see if we can do anything about the threat that killed Daffodil.
Good day.
So Philibert thinks a dwarf did it. But Bounder Chubb is a little more savvy about that sort of thing.
Good day. Might I have a word with you?
So he wants me to talk to Ulfar, who is one of the dwarves who lives here in Needlehole, and see if he knows anything. So I'll accept that quest. Now, you may have noticed I got a reward from that quest called a gift matham. And this is a reputation item. And reputation items just give you reputation with a particular reputation faction. All you have to do to use them is just right-click on them. See? And so it used it. I gained 700 reputation, the Matham Society. And you can get those items from quests, or some monsters will drop items like that. So there are different items like that for a lot of the factions in the game. Not all of them, but a good number. So here's Ulfar the dwarf, so I can talk to him about the dwarf that
Greetings.
may have killed Daffodil. So he wants me to go fight some dwarves. So now if I had done this earlier while I was getting the money bag, I could have done both of those quests at the same time. Because I had to already fight some dwarves. So let's see if I look on my map. This is where I just was to get the money bag. But no big deal. I can go back there and do it again. Although it would have been nice if I did them both at the same time. So I think that'll wrap it up for this episode. On the next episode, we'll head out back into the bog and fight those dwarves and see what's going on and why they've become so hostile. Because normally dwarves don't act like that. Alright, see you next time, Niblings.